Hey there, Adam with Peak Business Valuation here. Today, we're going to be going over fair market rent adjustments in the context of a business valuation. We'll be going over what they are and why they're important, as well as how to potentially perform a fair market rent adjustment. In the context of a business valuation, the most common standard of value, as we've discussed, is the fair market value, which is to say what a hypothetical buyer and a hypothetical seller would transact for a business on average. That is the most common standard of value used. And when you consider that, if you consider a seller that potentially has owned the commercial real estate out of which a company operates, you'll understand that a fair market rent adjustment may be necessary, as not every buyer would potentially own the real estate out of which a company operates. And if they were not to own it and they were to lease it from a third party, their margins would potentially be lower or higher, depending on what the actual fair market rent for such a property would be. So a valuator often makes a fair market rent adjustment to more accurately portray what the true operating profit of the business is without the real estate being through a third party. Now, it doesn't just have to be if the seller owns the commercial real estate. If they don't pay fair market rent for whatever reason, if they lease it from a related family member, for example, a valuator will often make a fair market rent adjustment to more accurately portray the profitability. Now, how does one make a fair market rent adjustment? Well, generally, a valuation analyst will start by adding back the historic rents paid and then make a second adjustment to the adjusted income statement of whatever they believe fair market rent to be. How does one figure out what fair market rent is? Well, that's the question. Business valuators are not real estate appraisals, and real estate appraisers, and they generally do not have those qualifications. So oftentimes we have to work with professionals such as real estate appraisers or industry experts to understand what a fair market rent would be for such a real estate. For more business valuation techniques and tricks, please visit peakbizval.com or call 435-359-2684. We look forward to working with you. Thanks.